Hi there. My name is Ed Kenny, and I live in Cockeysville, Maryland, near Baltimore. And I'm sharing this information with you today because I think it's a great opportunity. And today's date is July 20th, 2021. And tell you a quick story about my past because in my past career in the 90s, I was with Merrill Lynch, and my job was to research companies and do due diligence, look at balance sheets, and all that. And I had a client that wanted to sell their business in 1998. Young man and young woman, 87 years old. They were at the end of their careers and they wanted to sell, and the original buyer bailed on them, wanted to pay too little of amount of money. So they came to me and said, Ed, can you help us sell the business? Well, I looked at the business and it was a very intriguing opportunity. It was a Motorola two-way radio dealership, handheld walkie-talkies on tower networks, handling police, fire, all that kind of stuff for 3 counties in Maryland. So I looked at the opportunity, I looked at the business and said, I'd be crazy not to buy this because they had guaranteed income for the next 10 years. They wanted 1 year of what the income was for the business. So I came up with the money, I bought the business, didn't know what I was buying, but I certainly got a crash course right away. One of the things that happened that I was really lucky to have happen was there was a little company called Nextel Communications, which had these walkie-talkie cell phones that would work off the Motorola IDEN network. Now, they asked me, because I was already a big Motorola dealer, do you want to help us build the network out and then you could be a distributor for us? I said, absolutely, sounds wonderful. They told me the finances involved, and I went out and built the network out. I got the towers going. I got farmers to give up some land and they took towers. That was not as easy as it sounds because they were making a lot of money, but not a lot of farmers wanted the technology on their property, the little mini towers and stuff. But long and short of it, over the next 10 years, we really covered the entire Maryland market, and eventually the whole country was, and even some global, where you could make a phone call or push to talk, and you could have a two-way communication with anybody around the country or eventually around the world. Now, 2008, Sprint came in and bought Nextel, and they said to me, hey, thanks for all you've done to build the network out. All your customers, you're going to be continue to get paid on them, but I appreciate everything you did, and that's it. And that was it for me. So I got well paid for the next 3 years, 36 months of residuals, but I didn't own anything. I didn't own the network. A big company did. I tell you this just to kind of illustrate that I know that there was a lot of money involved in owning that network. Whoever built it and owned it, they're the ones that continually to prosper from it and had wealth changing kind of income. So fast forward to today, where there's a new network that's being built out by a company called Helium. Helium is the brainstorm of Sean Fanning, who founded Napster, okay, back in the early 2000s, peer-to-peer music sharing MP3 files. I bought a CD or a Tower Records. Another friend of mine bought it. We downloaded it. We could exchange the files for free. So it really could enhance your music portfolio, and you didn't have to pay for anything. Well, long and short is with all the licensing deals and everything, it wasn't a good situation for Sean Fanning and Napster because other companies come in and took what he made and legalized it with all the big brands and made billions on it. Apple, #1, iTunes. So he went and really kind of figured out what he was going to do next. And in 2013, he founded a company, okay? It's called Helium. And what Helium is the concept of peer-to-peer network. So I have a hotspot at my house, you have one at your house, and another person has one at their house, and they're all, 200 or 300 meters away from each other, call it 2 to 3 miles away. And my box is a lo-fi frequency. It extends my Wi-Fi out, or the Helium Wi-Fi, out 2.5 to 5 miles. My neighbor has it, that's 5 miles away. They have the box, and they connect and mesh together. And that is creating a huge canopy of meshed Wi-Fi Helium network. Now, this is peer-to-peer. So there's boxes that are being installed all around, not only just the country, but around the globe right now. There's millions of boxes that are needed to complete the entire coverage of every square inch of this planet, right? Minus the ocean, which I'm sure they'll figure out a way to do that. But what it's doing is it's creating an internet platform, an open source internet platform that is decentralized, not owned by one company. It's owned by the people. It's called the People's Network. Okay. So the value of this network is for IoT, the Internet of Things. And if you don't know what that is, just Google it. You're going to see an arsenal of new discoveries, new things that are going to be on the Internet of Things. The best way I can kind of describe it in a quick way is Hertz rental car has a 500,000 vehicles across the country. Well, they pay about $25 a month to manage the vehicles, to know where they are. There's a designated hotspot, a cellular device inside, and they pay an unlimited plan to know where these vehicles are. Well, that's expensive. Thinking 500,000 times $25 a month, that's a big expense. If they had a little chip and they put it to the car, that would do the same exact thing for, call it $1 a month, $2 a month. It's a lot cheaper than $25 a month. But that's just one very small example. Vehicle tracking, asset tracking, air quality control, all these little sensors, all hooked into the Helium network at a very cost-effective way to really keep track of everything that's going on and have everything connected. So anyway, fast forward to an opportunity that's been presented to myself and my two brothers to help build this network out. Introduce a company called iHub Global, which is a bunch of really smart people that created an affiliate plan, which allows people to raise their hand and say, I will become a host. I want to become a host. And the reason why somebody would want to become a host is because they get the hotspot mailed to them for free. Doesn't cost them anything. They take the hotspot, they plug it into their router or their Wi-Fi in their house. It illuminates that signal out 2 to 5 miles and starts connecting with other dots, hence other spots, and it's producing actual verification of coverage. And Helium is actually rewarding us for having that proof of coverage. So the hotspots are actually mining out there. They're connecting with another hotspot saying verified, another hotspot witnesses that. That means that the whole area is covered and they can prove it. Okay. So right now, this company, just so you know, helium.com, they have about 93,000 boxes around the world. Okay. To do the Americas, just America, North America, and Canada, they're going to need about 30 million of these boxes. So over the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to be looking for people to host these hotspots. Now, the average hotspot right now will earn, and the payment system is in Helium coins. So the average hotspot is going to earn about 50 to 100 Helium coins a month. Okay. Helium right now, as we speak on this 20th day of July, 2021 is about $10. So if I have a hotspot and I generate 50 coins in a month, that times $10, that's $500. I get a percentage of that just for being a host for free, enough to probably pay for my internet and my cell phone bill. But now if I find hosts and say, hey, would you be okay hosting one of these boxes? You'll make 150, 200 bucks a month. Absolutely, sign me up. So now I say, okay, let's be smart about this because the placement of these boxes is really important. Okay. So I have a software that I can run and I can actually put in addresses. So I'll put in an address that I know of. Let's do 11939. It's a neighbor of mine, Falls Road, Cockeysville, Maryland. So it's going to zero in on Cockeysville, Maryland, and it's going to show me all of the other hotspots within 5 miles of my house. So I got one over here, one over here. This is me. I put in a hotspot, and now my box can communicate with these, which creates a bigger area of coverage for the company of Helium, which is building the network for the Internet of Things. Okay. Now, all of these little hexagons are going to start filling up, and all of this territory is going to start being taken, right? It's a land grab. 3 to 5 years, the whole country should be built out with these hotspots. And then you've got a nationwide platform of continuous Wi-Fi coverage at a fraction of the cost of what it costs today with cellular designated hotspots at $30, $40 a month. We're talking a tenth of that price are 1/100th of that price. So there's billions of devices that are going to be loaded onto the network for the Internet of Things. There's already lots of things that are already on it. Revenues being produced in the cities where there's lots of coverage. All the little scooters that you see down there, cameras, all these things that can be connected to the Wi-Fi, and you have a login, data encrypted login, totally secure, totally decentralized. It's basically the Internet 2.0. It's business 2.0. It's ingenious, and the more you look at it, the more you fall in love with it. So you can go, anybody can go online to the tools that the company has, and they can go in and see what their house looks like. They can just go in and plug in an address, 11939 Falls Road, and it will auto-populate, and you can go in, and what happens is it builds you a perfect little red hexagon. That's your house in the middle. That's where the hotspot is. That you don't want another hotspot in that red hexagon area, but you do want one up here. You want one over here. You want one over here. And if you can get a full 6 around yours that would connect yours, you've just built a big area of coverage, call it 15 to 20 miles as a crow flies. That's extremely valuable to the company to have all that coverage done. And that's going to reward your hotspots really, really, really well. So there's strategy with placing the hotspots, but bottom line is 3 to 5 years, find as many people to say, I'll take a free hotspot, put it in my house, and make 150 to 200 bucks a month. Yes. Can I get other people to do hotspots? Yes, you can. And you share in each box's revenue. Everything it makes every month, you get a minimum of 10% of what their box makes. So if their box makes 100 coins, that $10 a piece, you get 10 of them, and you would make 10 times 10 is $100. So if you could find 200 people to host a box, then you could make, 100 times 200 is, $20,000. But that's the minimum amount. If some of those people that you referred get other people to get boxes, you can make 5 or 10 or 15% in addition. So really, it's an opportunity of a lifetime to go out there. And then when the network is built and the coverage is all there, the company says, we don't need any more boxes. Coverage is complete. Now, all the data services that have been loading onto the network, all of that revenue gets shared with all of the people that built the network out to begin with, the us's of the world who know about this right now. Okay, so the opportunity is today. It's not in 3 years from now. So whatever you have to do to check it out and understand what it is and do your research, we've got all the tools you need. We can get on calls with you. This is the opportunity of a lifetime, right place, right time, well-funded by all the venture capital companies that did Facebook, Uber, Airbnb, Twitter. They know what they're doing. They know how much it's going to cost to build the network out. But they know once the network's built, it's not like Verizon, it's not like Sprint or AT&T. There's not a lot of union workers with bucket trucks and repeater networks and high cost tower rentals. It costs billions of dollars to run those networks. This will be literally maintenance free, and it'll be very profitable for all the people who helped build it. So it's a worldwide opportunity. Right now, I'm focused on the US to get that really going. You can go into the coverage map right here, for example, and you can go in and see where every single box is. You go to explorer.helium.com. So you can see where every box is around the globe. You can actually zone in on your area, and you can click on any box that you see that's green. Red boxes are ones that have just been deployed. They're hooked in. They're not connected to the network yet. They just got connected within the last week, and they're registering. So the green dots are the ones that are alive right now, producing the coverage. So we can go down and look at any of these boxes. You can click into them and actually get the details of the box. So I say I choose this box right here. I go into it, and it's in Fells Point. So I'm going to go click into it, and I look over here. This is that box. It's called, they all come named when they ship. Lucky Tangelo Crane is what this is. So I can go and click on the hotspot details. Okay, so I go in here, and I can see what this box has been doing. It's been mining The activity that it's been doing is it's mining data. So right now in Baltimore City, there's revenue being produced. So it's mining that and earning HNT, the actual currency. Once I earn that currency, I can trade it in for dollars. It's very easy to do. All right. I was a witness to something. I saw beacons that were going by. I challenged, the box challenged something. Again, mining rewards, witnessing. So it's all witnessing the coverage, proving the coverage, connecting the data all through it, and getting rewarded for doing all that behavior. Now, the rewards are great, right? This box just got put in literally, just got active really on like the 15th or 16th of June. In the last 24 hours that this box has been out, it's made almost 2 HNT. Right now, the price is $10 for an HNT. So if they got that 2 HNT and they traded it in, they could sell it for $20. Okay. So each box is typically 50 to 100 HNT pretty predictably. Some boxes are random. They do 300 or 400. Some are in the middle of nowhere and they don't connect with any other boxes. They get at least 1 token a month, but you want to get boxes that are closer to other boxes and they can communicate and expand the coverage. So that's Helium. That's what it is. iHub Global gives you the affiliate plan that doesn't cost anybody anything. You can come in, you can order as many boxes in different addresses that you want personally, but you can also introduce other people to it and get a reward off of every box that comes from you down in an amazing compensation plan. So anyway, just wanted to do a quick tutorial on what Helium is and the opportunity that abounds. Get back in touch with us. We'll go over a more detailed look at this, give you a little more understanding of what's happening. But if you understand anything about networks, right? Verizon, Sprint, AT&T, they're one company each. They own everything, right? It's all theirs. They don't share it. This is a peer-to-peer where the people who are building it are the ones that are going to own it and share in the revenue that's on it. Deep pockets behind it. So it's an opportunity for all of us to get our own network, the people's network, built out. Awesome stuff. Thanks everybody for paying attention for a few minutes and learning about the Helium opportunity. Cheers.